All right, I have some clients send me articles sometimes in the mainstream media, Vancouver real estate, Canadian real estate, the economy, interest rates, that kind of thing. And most of them are free resources. So there's no subscription. Be careful with these because they make money on clicks. That's what they need to generate ad revenue. And the way they do that is by having a controversial topic, a headline grabber that really ensnares the viewer. So, as an example, the Vancouver Condo Meltdown, the Canadian housing bubble is about to burst, financial Armageddon, mortgage renewal crisis, that kind of thing. So, I'll give you some of the resources that I use here. The first, of course, is the real estate board stats. You might have, if you're not a licensed realtor, be a bit more difficult to access those, but your realtor should be able to provide those stats. And those are the real statistics behind the Vancouver market. Another source is Rennie Market Intelligence. So if anybody knows the Vancouver condo market, it's going to be Bob Rennie. Lastly is the Globe and Mail, Canadian business, economy, real estate. There's a catch though, is that it's by subscription. So you have to pay for it. Not all that expensive though. But I feel like the Globe and Mail is really balanced, informative content. It's geared towards business professionals. It doesn't panhandle for clicks and likes like a lot of what you see in social media. I see this stuff on X. A lot of it's toxic. Most of it's nonsense. Of course, the narrative is always that either prices are surging and everyone's being priced out, or that we're going into a terrible recession, financial Armageddon is just around the corner, markets crashing, the Ponzi scheme is collapsing, that kind of thing. The reality to it is, it's not really all that exciting, okay? These markets operate in cycles. Give you a brief overview of what's happened here. During the pandemic, of course, they dropped interest rates near zero. We had bidding wars, prices were surging. We did have about a 10% correction from all-time peak prices, but markets regained most of those losses, believe it or not. We had a fairly robust spring market. I was actually fairly active during the spring. Now we're in summer mode though, and I see all these negative headlines. Well, I'll tell you right now, there's not much going on. The top producers that I know, they're all on vacation. I'm mixing Mai Tais and margaritas. I'm spending time at the beach. I don't have that much on the go right now in terms of my business. And that's typical. Summer is usually very slow, but the rate cutting cycle started in June. We got our first quarter point here. The consensus among economists now is another quarter point on July 25th, another in September, and a third cut potentially before the end of the year here. So I know the pundits in my comments section here want to tell you that inflation is not coming down and the interest rates are going to be high forever. That's not the case. If you actually follow sources like the Globe and Mail and Rennie Market Intelligence, you would know this if you actually had the stats. Now, real estate it's typically leveraged. So of course it's extremely interest rate sensitive. I'm speculating here, but typically the fall market is fairly active. What I've advised my sellers, don't list now, just wait for the time being. Maybe list early to mid-September. Buyers, you have a fair bit of inventory right now. Fair bit in that downtown condo market, fair bit in Metrotown and Brentwood. You've got more selection. You can take your time, right subject to finance and inspection and getting your insurance. I think buyers, you should probably try and get ahead of the curve here. But of course, in a market like we have right now, there's really no urgency. Nothing's really moving. Let's just wait and see how it all plays out. Well, I've seen how it plays out before many times. The market turns. Now inventory starts to firm up and you've got more competition. But there's no financial Armageddon right now. What I do see though is these mortgage renewals coming up, and there's going to be a lot of them in 2025 and 2026. People are hurting. So what's going to happen here is households will have less disposable income. Spending slows, which it is. The economy is slowing in Canada. Inflation is coming down. Don't believe these pundits on my comment section on YouTube. They don't know what they're talking about. Inflation is coming down fairly rapidly now. Unemployment's probably going to continue to rise for a bit here. I think we're either on the cusp of a recession, if not already in a recession. That's going to force the Bank of Canada's hand to lower rates, because the Bank of Canada mandate here was to get inflation under control, not to drive Canada into a recession. They want to manage a soft landing here. So we will get some relief on interest rates. I think the fall market will actually pick up a fair bit again. That's what usually happens. That's what's typical. Sellers, again, just to reiterate here, maybe just hold off, okay? But buyers, you may want to get your financing in order. Reach out to a qualified mortgage broker. I've got a great one in mind. And get things rolling here, because you're going to want to be ready to get in ahead of this. I'm Jay Coupar. If you want to book a quick consultation with me, click that green icon. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.